In a small African village, there lived a woman named Nia and her husband. They had been married for many years but were childless. Nia had conceived several times, but each pregnancy ended in miscarriage. The husband's family suggested he marry another woman, believing Nia to be a witch who used her miscarriages for witchcraft rituals. However, her husband deeply loved her and remained confident that one day Nia would bear him children. After many years, Nia became pregnant again, and the villagers were skeptical. But against all odds, Nia carried the pregnancy beyond 9 months and gave birth to twins, 2 beautiful girls named Mira and Nana. The village rejoiced at Nia's blessing, then people from all around came to shower her with gifts, as twins were considered a great blessing. As Mira and Nana grew, they became beloved figures in the village. Men and women would visit just to spend time with them. Some even took them out to treat them with gifts and then returned them safely. The twins were like rays of sunshine, adored by everyone in the village. But one day, something strange happened that showed the villagers another side of these twins. Amanda, a well-known trader, took the twins with her to the market, unaware that they started eating her food. Amanda was furious, scolded, and beat them. But the twins, instead of crying, just laughed and told Amanda that the marks from the beating would appear on her own daughter. When Amanda returned home, she was shocked to find her daughter crying with marks on her back exactly where Amanda had beaten the twins. The villagers were amazed and fearful of the twins' powers. As Mira and Nana grew, their mysterious powers became more noticeable. They accidentally crossed paths with a feared old woman in the village, known for her harshness and quick temper. The twins apologized, but the old woman, enraged, started to curse them, and they uttered a chilling curse of their own. The old woman soon discovered the terrifying truth as she attempted to enter her heart, which seemed to move further away no matter how much she walked towards it. The twins' powers made people scared, and they started to feel alone. They wanted a normal life, just like everyone else. This wish made them think about breaking one important rule their mother had always told them: never to go near the river. Being curious and wanting to change their lonely life, Mira and Nana decided to go to the river, a place they had always been told to avoid. At the river, the twins were excited for an adventure and wanted to fit in, but their presence caused fear and confusion. People began to leave, but the twins pleaded for a chance to be seen as just another part of the community. Slowly, some people decided to stay, and things started to feel normal again. But then something unexpected happened. One of the girls at the river playfully splashed water on Mira, and she started to change. Her skin began to look like fish scales, and she was turning into a fish. Nana, trying to help her sister, also touched the water and started changing too. Everyone was scared and didn't know what to do. They ran to get Nia, the twins' mother. When Nia came, she saw her daughters turning into river creatures and was heartbroken, crying as she watched this strange thing happening to her daughters. The village priest came up with a big secret about the twins. They were actually children of the river goddess. Nia then told everyone the truth. She had gone to see an herbalist a long time ago, and the herbalist had asked the river goddess to give her children, but there was one big rule: the children must never touch the river or they would go back to the river goddess. With no other way to change the twins back, the village had to make a very sad choice. With lots of crying and praying, they took Mira and Nana back to the river, giving them back to the goddess. But then something amazing happened. The river took Mira and made her one of its own, but it sent Nana back to land as a human again. Nia and Nana hugged each other on the riverbank, both happy and sad. They had gone through so much, and they had to learn how to live with missing Mira, who was now part of the river. Nia learned a big lesson: to always wait for God's time, because it is always the best. Nia and Nana returned to their village, but things were not the same. The villagers, who had once shunned the twins, now looked at Nana with a mix of sympathy and curiosity. Nana, too, felt a void in her life, missing her twin sister who was now a part of the river. As time passed, Nana grew up, and the villagers began to see her in a new light. She was no longer the evil twin, but a young woman with a kind heart and a deep understanding of the mysteries of life. She became a bridge between the village and the river, helping others to understand and respect the power of nature. One day, a severe drought hit the land, and the crops began to wither away. The villagers were worried, as their survival depended on the harvest. Nana, remembering her experiences with the river goddess, went to the river to seek help. She prayed and asked for guidance, and soon, the gentle rain began to fall, nourishing the parched earth. The villagers were amazed and grateful, and they began to see Nana as a symbol of hope and resilience. They realized that the twins' powers were not evil but a gift from the gods, meant to be used for the greater good. Years went by, and Nana became a respected elder in the village, known for her wisdom and compassion. She continued to communicate with her sister Mira, who remained a part of the river, and together, they watched over the village, ensuring its prosperity and peace. As Nana grew older, she had children of her own, and they inherited her kindness and wisdom. They too learned to respect and communicate with the river and its creatures. The villagers began to see the twins' powers in a new light, as a blessing rather than a curse. One day, a group of strangers arrived in the village, seeking to exploit the river's resources for their own gain. They were greedy and did not care about the consequences of their actions. Nana, remembering the lessons she learned from her experiences, knew she had to act. She called upon the river goddess, asking for guidance and protection. The river goddess answered, sending a mighty storm to drive the strangers away. The villagers were amazed and grateful, and they realized that Nana's powers were not just a gift, but a responsibility to protect the natural world. Nana's children grew up, and they too became respected leaders in the village. They continued their mother's work, ensuring that the village and the river remained in harmony. The villagers never forgot the lessons they learned from Nana and her sister Mira, and they lived in peace and prosperity for generations to come. Years later, when Nana was old and grey, she sat by the river, watching the sunset with her children and grandchildren around her. She smiled, knowing that her legacy would live on, and that the village and the river would always be protected and cherished. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Nana's eyes closed, and she took her last breath. The villagers mourned her passing, but they knew that her spirit would live on, watching over the village and the river she loved so dearly. Nana's children and grandchildren continued her work, ensuring that the village remained a place of peace and harmony. They told stories of Nana's bravery and wisdom, and the villagers never forgot the lessons they learned from her. Years turned into decades, and decades turned into centuries. The village prospered, and the river continued to flow, a symbol of the power and beauty of nature. One day, a young girl named Akio wandered into the village. She was curious and adventurous, with a heart full of wonder. As she explored the village, she stumbled upon an old, mysterious-looking book. As she opened it, she discovered that it was Nana's journal, filled with stories of her life and her experiences with the river goddess. Akio was fascinated by the stories and felt a deep connection to Nana and the river. She spent hours reading the journal, learning about the village's history and the secrets of the river. As she read, she began to realize that she had a special gift, the ability to communicate with the river and its creatures. She could sense the river's moods and feelings, and she knew that she had a responsibility to protect it. Akio became the new guardian of the river, using her gifts to ensure its continued health and prosperity. And as she looked out over the water, she knew that Nana's spirit was with her, guiding her on her journey. As Akio grew in her role as the river's guardian, she faced many challenges. She had to navigate the complexities of human relationships and the demands of the natural world. But she remained steadfast in her commitment to the river and its creatures. One day, a severe storm hit the village, threatening to destroy the homes and livelihoods of the people. Akio knew she had to act fast. She called upon the river goddess, asking for guidance and protection. The river goddess answered, sending a mighty wave to crash against the shore. The wave washed away the storm's destruction, leaving the village intact. The villagers were amazed and grateful, and they hailed Akio as a hero. As the years passed, Akio became a respected elder in the village. She continued to communicate with the river and its creatures, using her gifts to maintain the delicate balance between humans and nature. And when her time on this earth came to an end, the river goddess herself came to take Akio home. The villagers mourned her passing, but they knew that her spirit would live on, watching over the river and the village she loved so dearly. The story of Mira and Nana and Akia continued to inspire generations to come. It reminded them of the power of love, acceptance, and the interconnectedness of all things. And as the river flowed on, it carried with it the memories and lessons of the past, a reminder of the importance of protecting and cherishing the natural world. The villagers continued to live in harmony with the river, respecting its power and beauty. And as they looked out over the water, they knew that the spirits of Mira, Nana, and Akia were always with them, guiding them on their journey. The story became a legend, passed down through the ages, a reminder of the transformative power of love and acceptance. And as the river flowed on, it carried with it the memories and lessons of the past, a reminder of the importance of protecting and cherishing the natural world. The story of Mira and Nana, the twins people once called evil, turned into a story about love, trust, and accepting things. It showed that sometimes the best things happen in ways you don't expect, and that life's mysteries can teach important lessons. Nia and Nana, their lives changed by what they went through, found peace and learned to be thankful every day. They always felt a special connection. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more stories. Goodbye.